All right, welcome to Tuesday Tips. This topic today is must-dos and can-dos, time management tips. My name is Michael. I'm with Educational Support Services, and with me today is...
Sorry, I was unmuting. I'm Callie Clayton. I'm our Director of First Year Experience. So Michael and I team up a lot to help give you all those tips and tricks that can help you as a student.
Yep, that's our plan. So our Tuesday Tips plan are for a weekly 15 minutes or less mini workshops where we talk about some essential skills so you can be successful skills that will help you be successful as students here at LCCC. I'm a learning specialist, so I help students with a whole bunch of things. There's our contact information, but let's get this party started. So quick outline for today. Risk of some bad time management. We all know these, but I'm going to highlight them. Some thoughts on good time management, something about credit load management, and some must-dos and can-dos to help you with your time management. Okay, risk of poor time management. Lack of sleep. This is the number one thing that students sacrifice when they don't manage their time well. I am going to I don't need to sleep. I'm going to cut my sleep down, or I'm going to crash over the weekend. We need good routines. Human beings thrive with good, solid sleep routines, right? So when we manage our time well, one of the first things to go is sleep, and that usually creates a bad cycle for us. Poor diet. People struggle when they're struggling with their time management. They have a hard time eating healthy. They usually resort to sugars or coffees or energy drinks to get unnatural high buzzes. And while those are convenient, it's not a really good thing for your body in the long term. When we're having poor time management, we lack focus, and our ability to concentrate disappears, right? When we have too much stuff going on, too many things to juggle, we don't know what to focus on, what our priorities are. So that's poor time management creates a lack of focus. And of course, we have a risk of dropping the ball, which might be failing, getting behind in some assignments, maybe not turning in a big assignment, maybe failing a class, or maybe losing your job, right? These things can happen too. But probably think the more powerful thing about poor time management is when we have bad stress. So bad stress is the stuff that makes us feel anxious and angry and frustrated. And bad stress, when it kind of fills up into us, it seeps through everything, and it comes out most of the time with the people we love. We get moody with our families, we get moody with our friends, we just kind of get a little snippy. That's because we're too stressed out because we haven't managed our time well. But the benefits of time management, some of them, we're more productive when we manage our time. We reduce our stress. It's a weird feeling when you have all your stuff together. You're like, huh, I personally feel like when everything's going well and my time management is really moving perfectly, I'm forgetting something. It just feels that way a lot. But we have a sense of balance, and we establish an important life skill, a sense of accomplishment. One of the fun things about studies, scientific studies have shown that people are happiest, right, when they accomplish something. And when your time management is going well, you can click things off your to-do list and you have that sense of accomplishment. You can handle crisis points better because while you're in college, there's a high probability of a low probability thing happening to you. So for instance, for me, there's a low probability that my water heater will go. There's a low probability my son will have something major, break an arm or something like that. There's a low probability that my car will break down. There's a low probability that I'll have to replace the cell phone. Given time, all those things, given time, there's a chance one of those things will happen. And earlier last week, my son broke a cell phone. I did not want to spend my day on Sunday getting a new cell phone and spending X amount of dollars on it. Wasn't my idea of fun. But because my time management was feeling pretty good, I didn't have that bad stress, so I could handle it well. But here's the bottom line when it comes to time management. When we do it well, we don't notice it. But when we don't, we really notice it, right? All right, so managing your course load. How many credits should you take? Now, at this point in the semester, you're going, wow, you should have told me this sooner, Spanx. Well, sorry. All right. So college courses are measured in credit hours. 3-credit course meets 3 hours a week, right, in class. A 4-hour class, 4-credit course meets 4 hours a week in class. See how it works? The average course load for a full-time student is 15 credits if you want to graduate in roughly 2 years, 12 credits at a minimum for a full-time student status, right? Now, hours spent outside of class are not accounted for. All the time that you need to study and do stuff aren't there. So how much time should you spend learning outside of class? These are usually 2 to 4 hours a week per credit. So a 3-credit course equals 3 hours a week or 9 hours per week. Now, it may vary, of course. Some classes you might breeze through because you're going to know the material. It's just easy for you. Other courses might be harder. Okay, it really depends where you are. So you have to plan that stuff out, get a sense of what your load's going to be. So other time management tips, must do. You have to do this one. You have to learn to say no. Callie and I are both giving each other eye contact here. We both have trouble with this, right? But you want to choose activities that are most important to your long-term goals, not your short-term goals, right? You have a vision for yourself to be successful in your future, right? That's why you enrolled in college classes, right? So you have to say no to things right now sometimes, right? Must do, note your time wasters and figure out ways to discipline yourself. Do you spend too much time on social media, watching non-educational YouTubes? We count as an educational YouTube channel, right? So what, do you spend too much time on Twitter or Instagram? Watch your time wasters, discipline yourself, right? Can do. This is useful when you're overwhelmed. One of the things my family and I try to do is, what's the most important thing we need to do right now? What's the most important thing we need to do now? So as a student, you might have to sit there and say, what's the most important thing I have to do right now? Is it study for the test tomorrow? Is to work on that paper that's due in a week? You got to do a paper that work on study for that test first, right? Other can-dos. Think about most important next steps to keep you moving forward. This is useful for projects. I need a draft. I need to edit. I need to revise. I need to go through that whole writing process, right, to keep myself moving forward. So think about next steps for projects. Deploy a 2-minute rule. This is one of my personal favorites. This has reduced my stress immensely, right? Basically, if you can do it right now, and it's going to take you less than 2 minutes to do it now. Just get it done. That's why it's not hanging out, right? Now, here's another can do. If you can't do it right now, use a bucket. I use this little notepad here, kind of useful, right? And I just write stuff down. Right now, I know I need to pick up milk. I can't pick up the milk right now because I am literally doing recording right now. So if I write down pick up milk on my notepad, after this is over, I'm reminded the next time I'm at the store to pick up milk, right? But it's throwing through my head. So can do, use buckets to capture things, but also empty them often. Can do, create to-do lists and to-do lists. To-do lists are little things that you need to get through today, right? And bigger projects or papers and things like to-do lists are things that you feel accomplished. Now, I would say you might want to do a to-do list like on a given day. When you're feeling really down on yourself, like, man, I really don't feel that great. Create a to-do list to think about how far you've come and the challenges you've overcome. You've done a lot of great things. Celebrate yourself a little bit. Okay, reflect and review regularly. You have to reflect on your time management. You have to do it regularly. You have to do it often. It's the only way you can improve. All right, here's a can do. One of my favorite techniques. I'll give you something pragmatic here. The Pomodoro technique. Now, it helps overcome procrastination, help you improve your focus. So what you do with this technique is you pick a task, work on it for 25 minutes, dedicated, no distractions. You take a 5-minute break, something that's enjoyable, something that's light, go back to it. And then for every 4 or 5 Pomodoros, you take a 15 to 30-minute break that's a little more substantial, right? It helps you avoid distractions by rewarding concentration. So for instance, if I say, hey, I'm going to work for 25 minutes and then I'm going to watch a YouTube video, or I'm going to do X fun, or I'm going to do this, right? Or I'm going to get a candy bar, right? That will help you concentrate because I'm going to reward myself for this. The other thing is the breaks will help you keep you refreshed and focused. Students burn out all the time. They get real tired. So if you're for that burnout thing, you need a little more breaks in your study habits. But be watchful of this. It's very important you watch what kind of break you are taking. Are you resting your brain? Or are you filling it up with other stuff? Be very conscious of that. All right, last key to success here.
I have a quick question
Oh,
on the last slide.
On the last slide. Okay.
Sorry, just a clarifying question. So
Yeah.
what is one Pomodoro? Because when it says every 4 Pomodoros, take a 15 to 30-minute break. So how do we know when 4 have passed?
Okay. Oh, you're going to ask me to do math today, Callie. Okay. So a Pomodoro is the 30-minute total time slot. Okay. So it's 25 minutes and a 5-minute break. That's one Pomodoro, right? So 1, 2, there's 1 hour, 3, 4, 2 hours. So every 2 hours of study, put in that 15 to 30-minute break. There you go. All right. Great question. All right. So the last key to success. All right. Time is your scarcest resource. Unless it's managed, nothing else can be managed. This is Peter Drucker. He's a time management guru, and this statement stays with me. Your time is your most valuable resource. Use it well and manage it well, and you can be successful. All right. So tell us what you thought. There's going to be a link in the chat. There's going to be a link in the description. Give us some feedback. What did you think? Think about what you want for future sessions. And thank you so much for joining us for this Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.